Dehaka, once again, Zamani has been very leaning on this Yrel all season. It's responsible for the majority of their wins, but also is their most picked hero overall, with 27 games overall. So it'll be interesting to see him adjust. This Dehaka has 10 games and it's 1-9, which is obviously significantly worse. But if you feel comfortable enough on it that you feel it's better for you to have it than your opponent, then the Dehaka is still a superb hero.
Also, any kind of high mobility hero or global would help them to get some of that lane experience. If you want to nitpick, it's one of the problems that the Bananas still had. Sometimes catching these waves that come in on the lanes and therefore missing out on the XP. Roll20 didn't capitalize on it as much as I would have liked to, but they definitely still did get an advantage through it. And this is a problem that the Leftovers had in the past when they ended HGC 2. That they had fantastic team fighting, good coordination, but they are having issues that they resolved over time of just making the rotations quick enough. And that's something that the Bananas can definitely improve on as well. Maybe it's a weakness that only showed in the first map. Maybe it's something that's going to be a trend for the series. We don't know yet. But if I'm Roll20, I'm at least looking to try and exploit that a bit.
Holy Bananas with the exact same 2 bans, but this time you called it. Roll20 ban out a Nubrak, but that's given the Holy Bananas their Genji. This is another one of those key heroes that when brought out in the playoffs was a bit of a problem for ePunks. They're 3-0 in terms of open division games, or at least broadcasted ones on this hero.
Genji not even making an appearance in the first draft at all, neither as a ban or a pick, so the map of course playing a bit of a role for that. On this map, Genji already great to threaten the top line even more, the top lane even more. When you have a Yrel, she's incredibly powerful on the top lane to win that one-on-one. Here's the Dehaka that we highlighted earlier. But now you have not only Dehaka against you, Genji can make that rotation so quickly that as a Yrel player, if you are in that one-on-one against Dehaka, you always have to be cautious. If you don't know where Genji is, he could appear any second and try and get a kill against you. So that's something where not only from a power pick perspective it's great for the Bananas, but also from a map perspective it's a great tool.
We're going to be seeing the Muradin as the tank. With the Nubrak banned away, Earth, as you said, is forced to adapt. Let's see how this training has paid off in terms of expanding the hero pool. The Deca Kane, though, this time is banned away. They don't want to deal with that again. It was a menace to them last game.
I'm still impressed how young Earth is and the way that he performed in that first game. That was very, very impressive from him. With all the pressure that was on him there to just like stay calm and make the play still, that was fantastic. I want to see how he performs now on Muradin. We have Samuro banned out, just making sure that there are no crazy shenanigans happening. There's the Garrosh for Roba-Doba this time, and also getting Hansa into play. So we're having Garrosh here. Roll20, Quacknix, this time relying on the strength of his frontliner on that particular hero.
Interesting to see. The Garrosh was banned last time by themselves, but with, like you said, Diablo being let through, they would prefer the Garrosh against the Muradin, it seems. Muradin is, of course, a little bit more resilient to Diablo, because Diablo just tackles in and Muradin avatars and he's fine.
That ban against the Nubrak, I really want to see how much of an impact that has now for the Bananas, because this is really the play that everybody expected. And this is also, I feel, a bit of a test case for Roll20, where they're saying, okay, let's ban out a Nubrak. They played extremely well around it. Can we get an easier time on the map if we are forcing Earth on a different hero? Or do the Holy Bananas have strategies that are strong enough that with a different frontliner, they still can show the same aggression that they showed in the first game?
And the Greymane to finish out the draft for Roll20. A little bit more immediate burst damage output this time, as opposed to relying on that Valor this time. So with heroes like Whitemane, if she doesn't get the Aegis off, so you're going to be reliant on Garrosh there, you can get some incredible blow-ups with this composition.
Yeah, I mean, even just the Muradin setup with a quick Stormbolt and then Junkrat pushing someone in, that alone opens up kill opportunities. Junkrat is also fantastic for the wave clear that we are going to see there. After game 1, I'm hyped for this one. Again, give me 5-6 more games like the first one, and I'm a happy panda, so just bring it.
I mean, we already talked about Crucible veterans. This is Earth's second or third Crucible. He actually was in the Phase 1 Crucible on worst positioning with Sonic the Beast, where unfortunately they did fail to qualify, but here's a second chance. Sonic's already proved that second chances are a thing. Can Earth do the same? It's already one game up. we will have to see on Dragonshire.
Well, Roll20 on the other hand, they want to hold on to their HGC spot. Right now they're down 1 game in the series. Not quite the start that you're hoping for when you try to establish yourself as the stronger team coming from HGC. So they have to showcase now in game number 2 that they can at least take Dragonshire to make this a tie and don't fall too far behind in the series.
Well, let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dragonshire. And on the left, for Roll20, it is Shad on the Malfurion. Quacknix is playing the Greymane. Chris is on the Hanzo. Robodoba is on the Garrosh. And Zarmany is, of course, on the Yrel.
And to the right side of the map in this best of 7 with a 1-0 lead, we have the Holy Bananas with Ulf again on Dehaka. We're seeing Gogosh on Junkrat in game number 2. Guru currently playing on Genji with Juf on Whitemane. And last but not least, Earth, this time not on Anubarak. The hero got banned out against him after the strong performance in game number 1. He's playing Murden.
With Clemency, the classic level 1 talent for Whitemane these days, giving some out-of-fight healing. It's going to give them a little bit of a better chance against that consistent Hanzo poke.
Every single time I look at the Holy Bananas line, I have to laugh a little bit. Like 3 Polish guys, a German and a Frenchman, start a game of heroes.
It sounds like the start of a joke.
Exactly. It sounds like a fantastic joke. I'm not quite sure of the pun just yet, but maybe the series is going to tell us more here.
Well, the punchline might be make it into European Pro Division in this case. As they go onto Ulf, though, with Roll20 trying to prevent it. Burrow is there, but where are you going to go? Ulf goes down and becomes first blood.
There's a good kill here from Roll20. It was a nice job. And again, it showcased how much of an impact Garrosh can have in the hands of Robodoba. So it's not the most impactful kill just yet. It gives map control to Roll20 for the time being, but it didn't really give them a massive experience advantage or anything. Very early in the game, Dehaka can simply burrow up to the top again, which he already did, and we still had another hero topside which could hold on there to the experience for the time being. But of course, still after the game number 1 loss for Roll20, pretty good way to open up the second map. Get a quick kill and they're like, all right guys, this is going much better. Let's take it from here.
Yeah, I mean, Holy Bananas did the exact same thing. Took first blood in the last game. It's going to be a big morale boost. But for now, Juf is actually left to start burning down the mercenary camp. Whitemane, well known for not being good at camp clear. So is going to get a little bit of assistance from Junkrat, who is known to be good at it. Finally, we're going to see the defense. Ulf getting some assistance from Guru. Again, there's a couple heroes of this competition of Holy Bananas who just do not have good wave clear at all. Junkrat would be very welcome in this top lane right now for some help on the wave clear.
And that camp is also one of the results of the kill that we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Already Roll20 way more aggressive than in the first game. Breaking through the entire wall, that's fantastic. And it is reflected in that experience lead that they just established. So the early kill against Ulf allowed them to take a very easy camp. And now with the 3-man push here, the Bananas reacted a bit late to it. They talked about also some of the wave clear issues on a few of the heroes they have. So they needed to transition several heroes to the top side to try and defend it, but they still lost the entire wall.
Whitemane actually in a little bit of trouble, but no one's in position to help Robodoba, so he's already in retreat after eating a fair amount of damage. But with all that armor and Malfurion in position, he will get healed up.
Right now, level 5 also in the hands of the Bananas. We have the Shrines, of course, being fought over the entire time here. Genji still threatening the rotation to the top, where the one-on-one is happening again between Dehaka and Yrel, just as we saw in the last game. But it's currently these rotations between the middle and the bottom that are going to be the most aggressive from the two teams.
Do tiny bit of damage onto Quacknix, keeping everyone healed up once again. Like you said, bot lane aggression. This is a map where Hanzo can just be dominant, not in his usual terms of, there's a boss here, I'm just going to go take this. But in the terms of the bottom shrine is the perfect angle. If anyone's in there, it is the perfect time to just catch all the scatter arrows and just wreck anyone who tries to take it without assistance.
Still, the rotation. I mean, both of the teams are currently going to try and look for easy kills in an ideal world. Robodoba is going to look for the flip, and Muradin is going to look for the Stormbolt. We have especially Whitemane with incredibly safe rotations the entire time here. Juf definitely paying attention to what's happening, not risking anything. And that's a trend that we've also seen from ePunks yesterday. It's something that in the past, a lot of the open divisions that made it into the Crucible didn't really do, and they got punished for it. But right now, these teams are a lot more disciplined. And we talked about this being the most contested Crucible that we probably ever had, and so far that definitely held true. Even with the 4-0 yesterday, the games between the E-Punks and the Monkeys were incredibly close if you look towards map number 3 and 4.
Absolutely, and right now though we are seeing Ulf, who I believe this is also his second Crucible, second or third, as he was on Granite Gaming, or the original Granite Gaming in the last Crucible as well. So lots of experience here as he is going to try and move in. Like you said, that worst positioning in Granite Gaming, they had issues with safe rotations in that last Crucible. Lessons have been learned.
Exactly. I talked to him a bit about it, and he said, like, well, experience and nerves are still an issue for us, but we played, or most of us already played in Open Division once, so we definitely learned a couple of lessons from it. But it's still something that we are very concerned about, that nerves might become the big issue in this game, and that they already talked a bit, okay, how do we react if at any point we are starting to become, you know, a bit afraid if we fall behind, that they just take a bit of a breather, that they have people in the team that will try and calm everyone down, show with the experience that they can focus on that. Right now they have to focus on the team fight though, because Ulf again was attacked here, and Robodoba still looking for the engage potential.
Good leap away by Guru. Roll20 holding on to this. Once again, several of their players, Shad and Zarmony in particular, they came in through the Crucible with Zealots in the past, so they have the experience as well. They do not want to go back. They're comfortable here. They like the Pro Division. They don't want to have to fight all the way through once again, but one of these teams are going to have to.
It's a tough... it's a really tough position. On the one hand, we have a fantastic team with the Bananas, but then of course we also have very popular players on the side of Roll20. Now once again the attack towards the top lane, and Ulf is getting caught. Body block is there, and Guru is just too late to help him out here. So these rotations starting to hurt, and Roll20 definitely making plays now.
They're approaching level 10, which is going to be a big issue for Holy Bananas. You see the rotations. They already control top lane. They are actually going to ditch it, which means Genji can sneak that away and at least prevent the Dragon Knight. But the question is, what can Roll20 do with this level 10 advantage?
If they can get a Dragon Knight, that would be great, but for now they're focusing on the camp. It doesn't really look like they're trying to force anything with it. We also have the Twilight Dream taken over the Tranquility choice that was made the last time. Can really help you when, I mean, against the Haka and against Genji, depending on how the engages work here. But if they're trying to go into that backline, that's definitely an option. 10 on both sides, and that's now the moment when we could see a bit more synergy even coming in on the side of the Bananas with this.
We see the Scarlet Aegis X Strike coming in here. Of course, running a Dragon Blade into a Twilight Dream is unwise, so bringing that out this time is definitely good. But Zarmony, hovering around, he's trying to force away the members of Holy Bananas to try and give his team a potential Dragon Knight and stop the double channel for Holy Bananas, who hit level 10 second, but do right now have the double channel. Dragon Arrow used in bot lane to try and kill Junkrat, but is dodged.
Yeah, Junkrat dodges out on this one. Gugush is still firing away here. I mean, the camp at the top lane is still going to force the Bananas to react to this. They still are two-manning it. Contested, by the way. Zarmony jumping out, and I mean, he's not going to get too much done here. Muradin going down. Whoa!
How and where? Mid lane, he got taken out. I assume that must have been Robodoba, Yeah,
Robodoba again with the play here, getting the taunt in at the perfect time to avoid Earth dropping the Avatar. And that creates, of course, more space for Roll20, who immediately take another turret. That's more experience in their hands, working towards a potential level 13. It's not the only thing. They can now claim the Dragon Knight.
Quacknix channels that in. First Dragon Knight of the game going over to Roll20. They've already taken down this front wall, so it looks like they're just going to leave the minions to weaken that fort for later and look for more tower XP in the bot lane.
Bananas at this point have to be careful, because the level 13, as we said, is going to be the big one where Roll20 can run with an advantage again. Dragon Knight at the bot lane is going to try and take as many structures as possible here. You normally try and wait for your own minion wave, ideally, to soak some of the tower shots, especially when you're engaging into the fort itself. You have a lot of time on that DK, which normally allows you to wait for another wave or two. But already, Quack is pretty much committing to this. Trying to at least take down the Fountain, which would take down the lane sustain for the Bananas on the bot lane and give an easier access time to Roll20.
Muradin takes a trip on Air Dragon Knight, forced away for a bit, and this will guarantee this bottom fort for Roll20. With mid fort taking a little bit of damage, but not too much. Genji is handling that. So it's a decent XP amount gained for Roll20, but nothing snowbally yet.
Yeah, it's not too crazy yet. They're half level ahead. But for Holy Bananas, without them getting a single kill yet in the game, it's definitely I mean, there's a bit of a time on the game right now. They definitely need to start making a bit of an impression at some point. And let's be honest, most of the kills happened through rotations. Roll20 had very great rotations and ganks set up against Dehaka, which resulted in 2 kills against Olf. And they took down Muradin once in the mid lane. So we didn't really see any big team fights yet. That's where the Bananas can really start to shine. They have also Dehaka, who can always keep them in play here. But yeah, Earth already jumping out. He doesn't want to risk getting taunted again by Garrosh. So they are very well aware that these isolation kills against them have to stop.
Right now, Roll20 moving into the bot lane. They're going to be able to finally... they're holding the capture, actually, onto that Siege Giant camp. Finally picking that up. They killed it off earlier. Question is, are they going to try and make a play onto the bottom Bruiser camp? They were hovering around the area, but looks like they're deciding against it.
I mean, I'm really waiting for the Bananas to at some point force a bigger team fight and try to get their kills there, because these rotations are just much better for Roll20. They're doing a great job rotating between lanes. They find isolated targets, and whenever Robodoba gets that flip in, you have a Curse Bullet as a follow-up. You have the Twilight Dream even to secure a kill if you need to commit to the cooldown. But Holy Bananas are starting to sniff that out a bit. Now that vision is lost, Olf is just sitting at the top lane and saying like, yeah, I fell for that twice. I'm not gonna run into that a third time. And with them already knowing about the position, the night camp play is made right away by the Bananas. Just realizing, listen guys, we have now some space on the map. Let's use it and do something with it.
Yeah, they grab the Bruiser cam. They know Olf is the one being pressured because he is actually one of the more vulnerable ones on the team. So they take this Bruiser camp. That's going to be good pressure. In response, Roll20 do grab their own Bruiser camp on their side of the map, put some pressure onto that top lane. That's going to get them closer to level 15, and of course, that's even closer to the next talent advantage.
Yeah, the bottom camp is going to get some momentum for sure on the bot side, and I mean, if you control that lane, it's fantastic for you. It's one of the reasons why Roll20 focused so much of their efforts onto the bot lane, because you have an easier time to access all 3 camps if you control that lane. But now the pressure against the 4 top side is just increasing, and the Bananas have to be very careful. Very deep dive here by Robodoba with the help of the cover that they are given through the camp, if no qualms of moving in there.
Gugush rotates up as well to assist in clearing out that Bruiser camp, forcing Robodoba to actually use a aggressive toss as opposed to into his own backline back into the enemies just to disengage.
Wouldn't that be a passive one?
I guess that would be a passive one, yeah. I mean, it seems quite aggressive throwing someone. It seems like a thing you do to be aggressive.
Garrosh is just an aggressive guy in general.
He is. He's got anger issues. We all know this.
Yeah. I heard he got counseling, though.
Oh, dear. Counseling from an old god at one point. That didn't work out. Riptire coming out. Doesn't manage to quack this. And a great amount of damage. Scarlet Aegis, though, keeps Genji alive.
Yeah, keeps Genji alive here, but that was a fantastic arrow by Chris. That really connected well. 16 is there for Roll20. It's really an uneventful game compared to game number 1 when we look at team fighting.
Drag onto Garrosh, actually. He might be in trouble into the steel trap, and he gets wrecked.
And again, the drag from Olfia. So great kill, and that comes against a level 16 advantage. That's fantastic for the Bananas, denying a potential Dragon Knight to their opponent. And the first kill also for them in this game. And now that we have 16 on both sides, this is actually the time where I really expect the Bananas to be more aggressive and looking for teamfights. Talking teamfights, Earth with an Avatar in the last second here, surviving as he face checks the bush here. A great trap by Roll20, but it didn't do what they were hoping for. Now even Ardent Defender being popped on the side of Zarmany. Olf again looking for an engage, but what a quick battle here between the two.
Juve now with the potential to root multiple targets with the combination of his harsh discipline and his chaining disciplines, so he can gain a huge amount of value, but a snuck away Dragon Knight by Holy Bananas.
I mean, you have to come and recommend like Earth for staying alive there. I mean, you can always say, okay, you should have checked that bush in the first place, but once you walk into that trap and you get immediately Curse Bulleted and attacked there, that was just a great execution from him. He's trying to stay alive, popping the Avatar, immediately Stoneform after, and then clapping away, barely surviving, and they get the Dragon Knight off that little skirmish there. Bananas, all of a sudden, with momentum, and also about to take a lead in experience.
And they are, and they're creeping forward with this Dragon Knight, looking for their first fort of the game. Once again in bot lane, the best end game lane due to the potential for triple mercenary camps in it. But they are being zoned. It is a 4 versus 4 here with the assistance of that Dragon Knight as Yarel and Dehaka still sit in the top lane together.
Yeah. This late in the game, the Bananas are definitely not monkeying around here. They're getting the Dragonite, they get the experience, they go straight for the bottom fort again, and that's another structure falling. While we still see Dehaka topside. Love it, walking away here. Just like retreating, getting a quick punt in against Squawknix and just saying, okay, we got the forts, all that we need for now. Just move back, let Dehaka do his thing. We know where everyone else is. And you can already see that Urel is actually thinking about flanking. So the Bananas need to be careful here.
He's already got the wings out. Guru says hi. And Zamani just jumps straight up, straight down.
Jumps over and he's like, oh, I didn't know that you were here. Swift strikes away. But yeah, Zamani was just waiting for that. It was a cool play from Zamani.
Yeah, that was cool. He was ready for the gag, but got unintentionally scouted. It's like in a horror movie where you open the door and the zombie's just there. Just like, nope, shut the door, run away, just not having it. But yeah, in this case, the zombie was also made jump for Zamani.
The Bananas are definitely playing on the edge of their seat right now. The reactions that we have on some of these players is fantastic. We saw it with Earth earlier, now with Guru, the same thing. Just immediate reactions whenever something's happening right in front of them there. Now, again, not a lot of team fights in the second game. We've seen a lot of rotations. That's where Roll20 got a bit of a lead, but now experience is quite even, with the Bananas taking a tiny advantage. And I really, really want to see how those team fights are going to run once that it happens. Because in a team fight setup, 5 versus 5, I still think that Roll20 has some terrifying tools at their disposal.
An extra Bruiser Camp being traded for Bruiser Camp value, interestingly enough. Holy Bananas grabbing a Bruiser Camp in the bottom lane, a lane where they've already taken down a fort, in exchange for allowing Roll20 to go to top lane and kill off their Bruiser Camp up there. So top 4 is almost certainly going to die here.
Yeah, but we also have a massive push at the bot lane with even the Siege Giant camp. But here come the town portals on the side of Roll20. Dehaka survived and is now moving in, but that's definitely the wall taken. And you know, that's a big opportunity for later. If you get another Dragonite, that's already a lot less structures that you have to go through if you want to go for the core.
That fort, though, a big boost in XP for Roll20. They are now just under half a level behind Holy Bananas. Holy Bananas, that's still going to be a couple extra seconds. They will have 20 when Roll20 won't.
It's a tough second game. It's actually pretty crazy here. 19.5, half a level away from 20.
Yeah.
And
4
again,
kills total.
Yeah, 4 kills total in a 16-minute game. It's definitely a very different pace from the last game. The traps that have been set up throughout this entire second map are just continuing. Roll20 is trying to lay these small traps, but the Bananas have been really improved on just sniffing those out and also being prepared for those traps that Roll20 is setting up. I mean, that's the first kill that happened in the game. It's just Roll20 making that rotation, that quick trap happen against Dehaka.
Greymane has retaken top, so neutralizing the point as Genji, very slow wave clear, but again goes to bot lane and begins to push it up again.
Yeah, I mean, Genji is doing some work down there, and it forces a reaction. Now you have the 22, so with level 20 in their hands, this is when you would ideally try and get that Dragonite.
They're trying. They're moving straight up to top. There's no one there anymore, but they don't know this. Vision being denied by Roll20 right now.
Also
and
Bananas.
Also Urel moving straight to bot lane to deny this. Good rotations by Roll20.
It was also something where Urel needed to be careful because they didn't have vision of the Bananas either. Whoa!
Harsh Discipline value, grabbing that root, followed up by the Stormbolt. Great kill.
Yeah. Big bad wolf. Not so much.
As we see Gugush scouting via explosives. Very interesting strategy, but very effective. As we see them begin to move into mid. Ulf channels it in, no interruption, and there's that Dragonite.
That kill really hurt.
Yeah.
That was a great pickup by the Bananas. That's fantastic. Didn't even sacrifice anything. I mean, that was just an easy kill without a single heroic. That was great. Now they have a DK. Here's the trap again. The taunt. Again, Muradin. And he goes down. Muradin goes down. Couldn't use anything here. Roll20 find the kill they need. And now this attack through the bot lane for the Bananas might not be quite as successful as they were hoping for. Can they still get the keep?
4v4, Dehaka's committed Harsh Discipline, prevents Robodoba getting the engage potential, but Guru's eating a lot of damage. Remember, Zhuf, only out of combat healing he has is Clemency, as Zamani forces everyone back. Dragonite's going to be able to get this key, but the question is, what is Dehaka going to be able to do? He isolates, he gets Contagion, burrow! Can he do it? Nope, not in time. If he burrowed right after the isolation, he might have got out. Frostalker, sorry.
It was a cool move, though.
It was very cool.
It was really nice, like, how he did it. But you could already tell the second he goes for the keep, there was a comment, listen, guys, I'm going to suicide for this. We need this keep. We don't care. Can they get anything out of getting the kill? No. So just like, go in, try and get the keep, and then fall back. It's going to be fine. Absolutely worth it.
Yeah, they got the keep. The kill is good. The Haka can rejoin in globals. Everything's good as we see the mercenary camp being taken, but uh-oh. It's a garage. Bye. And Yarel will take the point. Camp stolen, but no rescues there. They burned Dragon Arrow, but their opponents, they weren't able to get the Bruce camp,
Bananas
so it's fine.
were ready to retreat there. You could really tell they were saying, okay, guys, if we don't get it, they will. Let's try and steal it. If we can, it's fine. If we can't get it, just run away. Just make sure you don't die. Earth again.
Oh my god, he's surviving this time though. Gets the cleanse. And he's able to pull back. That's a big deal.
Intercession just saved his butt. Big time. Like, without that, that would have been a kill. And this is actually a theme that we've seen out several times. I would really like for Earth to start in checking these bushes a little bit more aggressively with a Stormbolt.
Yeah.
Like, committing the cooldown here would definitely work out. I mean, in this case, don't get me wrong. That works out for them. That's a good cooldown trade in their favor as you bait out the Twilight Dream. But if that kill happens again, a death on the side of Murden because he's a bit too overconfident, then you're just doomed. I mean, this is how the entire Dragonite phase started for Holy Bananas. They get the decay, but then they lose their frontliner because there was another trap set up.
Storm bolts and then pulls back. But like you said, there's now 44 seconds without Twilight Dream or Astral Communion. His level 20. So they have to... Roll20 have to play a little bit safer, but speaking of safe, that was a nice safe dodge.
Yeah, another arrow, well dodged here by the Bananas. 21 minutes in, Bananas still in the lead in the best of 7, 5 kills against 2, but the keep at the bot lane is down for Roll20. So more bot lane pressure for the Bananas, all still at that top lane, trying to hide down there already. Earth on the spot. This time Robert Oba not getting close enough here. Earth, is he gonna tunnel in here? Will, does, tries to get the jab, but doesn't find it.
It's interrupted, but here comes the Riptide. Quacknix is dueling Guru, who drops the deflect, but actually gets no value. Good Ardent Defender dropped as Earth engages, so preventing the follow-up turnaround as the target is changed onto Ulf, who drops the isolation here as Genji's in the backline, taking out Malfurion.
Guru with a kill, takes down Malf, and they're going straight for Robadova, and they get the kill. It's a 2 for 0. Guru surviving, protected by the way, is over, and down he goes as Zarmany gets the kill.
Very nice Seraphim, preventing himself being dragged as well. Zarmany maybe saving his team this game as he heads up to top. He's going to try and get the deny, realize he can't make it, so he's just going to have to hold the point. They have to win the 3v4 to stop this Dragonite from happening, but Zarmany's eating so much damage. Ulf coming in onto Quacknix, who has to play the dodging game.
Quacknix with a bullet once again, but he gets dragged. There comes the Stormbolt as well.
Shadow.
They're going for him, and Quacknix goes down. The Dragonite taken, and this could be game as the Bananas are trying to move through the bottom of the map.
They head down. There's already 2 catapults down there. It's a 4 versus 2, soon to be 4 versus 3 in a bit. But the timing advantage is fantastic here for Holy Bananas. They move in. Seraphim is dropped, gets 0 value as Yarel is just dancing over Roll20, trying to get something done as Chris pings in damage.
Garrosh is back now. Still Greymane missing, and that DK is already shelling away at the core. 22 minutes in. That beast is doing murderous damage. That core is just exploding. Whitemane is down. Roll20 wants the potassium, but they're not going to drop the Bananas here. GG, as we see the 2-0 lead in the series for the challengers from the Open Division.
Nice lead done. A little bit cleaner in that late game. Able to get that beautiful fight in the bot lane. Really impressed by the Holy Bananas. Able to turn that round. And yeah, Roll20, second they lost that keep, that sacrifice, as you said, from Ulf was absolutely clutch.
Yeah, it was a great decision by them. They knew that with the Death Timers, there's nothing else to gain. There was nothing on the map where they say, okay, this can lead to a keep taken on our part. A 4-man defense was all that they needed. They have the global that got taken out, so that was definitely, that was a sacrifice that was well worth it. Bananas really doing work here. I mean, Roll20 is fighting back, don't get me wrong. That game in particular, a lot of great kills by them, a lot of clutch moments, but so far the Bananas are running the show.
They really, really are. But can that continue? Or will Roll20 begin the comeback and hold on to their HGC Pro Division scene? Find out after this break, where we'll be back with game number 3.